both mentally
Listen,
and physically. So
being
make
well
sure
prepared.
you've
These
done
are all teenagers, right? Like young kid, like between the ages of what would be like 12, 13 to 16, or 18 even. What is going on, guys? It is JJ here, back with a new video today. Once again, today we're going to take a look at what it would take to impress scouts in a football trial. Now, obviously, I know nothing about the football trial process, and I do not know realistically anything about how to get into the sport that I feel like I know and I love in world football. And obviously, players go through trials. They go through certain, little things here and there to get to that superstar status, or to just get to the top levels, whether it's League One or the Bundesliga, anything. You pretty much have to go through these trials. You have to continue to go through academies, stuff like that, and I've always wondered, like, what scouts have to see in a player in order to sort of get the best out of what they're seeing or what they want to see. So we're gonna take a look at Unisports do this to impress scouts at a football trial. The 5 things to impress scouts at a football trial. And this is sort of my first dip into that experience. You guys can let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you've ever been on a football trial, or you've been present for one, or you've seen that, or you've been to the football process, let me know what it's like in the UK and Europe and around the world, because I'm very, very intrigued. But yeah, let's get into the video. As well, guys, you can find the original video just down in the description below.
Football trials can be frightening. You need to make a great first impression or you won't be selected. Simple as that. And while the
There's
coaches
so
and
many
scouts
people there.
traditionally look for your skills and technique, physical attributes, tactical awareness, and even personality and your mental attributes, in this episode, we look at a sort of a checklist on how to leave a good impression and what to do to impress those scouts at tryouts. Let's go. Number 1. Be well prepared. In short, being well prepared means being ready both mentally
Listen,
and physically. So
being
make
well
sure
prepared.
you've
These
done
are all teenagers, right? Like young kid, like between the ages of what would be like 12, 13 to 16, or 18 even. I feel like some of this stuff needs to come with like a grain of salt, because I feel like you toss a lot of kids into the deep end very early, right?
all your normal preparation to the best of your ability. Now, oftentimes, not always, you'll be heading to tryouts at the very beginning of the season, before the start of the preseason. And this means you might want to reduce the time fooling around with your friends all summer, be in the best physical shape possible. Look, you're heading to a trial to level up, perhaps even sign for a semi-professional team, so the pace and overall level will of course be higher than what you're used to. So be well prepared. And by the way, make sure you not only bring a pair of football boots, but also a pair of running shoes, in case the coach, for example, wants you to go for a run prior to training or do some gym work afterwards. Trust me, you don't want to be that guy who doesn't have running shoes when they are required. And lastly, whatever you do, do not show up late. Number 2,
Control
control
your
your emotions.
Ooh.
Look, I know, going to a trial is nerve-wracking. Oftentimes, you don't know anyone, you're in a completely new environment. And trials just put you in that super locked-in mindset where it's so easy
God,
to start
these kids are all
overthinking
so
everything.
young, too.
But as nervous and insecure you might be, while the adrenaline is pumping and you wanna perform, on the pitch, when it's time to play, you need to control your emotions. If you lose the ball or misplace a pass, don't let it stop you from wanting the ball again. The coaches and scouts will see that immediately. And likewise, if you score an insane top corner, don't get overwhelmed and think, that's it, you've done it all now. Stay focused from the moment you show up until the session is over, and keep your emotions in place by just simply taking it one action at a time. The coaches want to see how you can perform in a competitive environment, and just like in a regular football game, you will both make mistakes and good plays. But it's how you react to either of those two
That is, I think
really
that is
makes
fair.
an
Controlling your
impact.
emotions
So
is
don't
definitely
get
probably the
carried
top of the
away
list.
at any moment. Keep a balanced mindset even though the adrenaline is rushing and you wanna give it your all. Number 3. Express yourself. Okay, this is the most cliche thing any coach can ever say. Go out there and express yourself. But honestly, it's the shortest and most simple way of saying, look, show me what you got. Do your thing. Show me what makes you unique and special. Expressing yourself at trials means playing with your strengths and sticking to your guns, showcasing those key attributes that make you a valuable player for the team you're trying to get into. The honest truth is that since you're coming from the outside, you need to be better than the players they've already got. And that means you need to give the coaches something they don't currently have. And while it's
realistically, the reason most of these coaches probably go to these is to build for the future, to build academies, I guess is what you would say. I feel like for most like scouts and football trials, it's not necessarily that you're going there for them to get something that they don't have, or that they want to see that's brand new. It's more so they want to see stuff that they know is proven and that will work. And I feel like that's probably more of a thing. And obviously with your own little flair on it, like not everyone can be Sergio Busquets and Lionel Messi, or Iniesta in terms of the vision in the past, and the fluidity from straight to academy to professional. However, you could get a lot of people like Scott McTominay or even an N'Golo Kante with their football IQ and their work ethic rule
all the basic stuff well. Keep in mind that you need to make sure you leave a strong impression that makes the coach want to sign you. Let me give you an example. Back in my playing days, my absolute strengths as a center mid were my wide passing range and leadership skills. I was always the most vocal player on the pitch, both when attacking and defending. And if I were to, for example, stay quiet at trials and not communicate aggressively as I normally would, perhaps because I was insecure or nervous, I would not showcase one of my strongest abilities to the coaches. So the bottom line is, make sure to showcase all of your best elements, because failing to do so will leave you disappointed and feeling like you let yourself down. Now, if it's then not good enough to get you selected, well, that's another story. But go out there and show the coaches what's special about you. It might be the most simple of things, but if you can execute your strengths well while playing under pressure, you have a big chance of leaving a great impression and being selected.
Fight for it. Yeah, that's probably the biggest one.
Let me explain. Trials are competitive, and depending on the nature of it, you're probably there to take someone else's place on the team. Actually, in a proper environment, every single day at the training ground is a chance for every single player to secure their spot in the starting 11. But especially at trials, you are the outsider looking to get in. So don't be surprised and get overly emotional if other players seem ice cold when you enter the dressing room. And it's not a warm welcome with hugs and kisses. In the end, you are there to take their spot. And when it comes to the actual trials, play hard, fight for it, go in for the tackle. But of course, you don't want to harm anyone.
Yeah, fight for it. I mean, unless your name is Colo Torre as well, then fight for it maybe should come with a grain of salt.
The players around you that you want this, you want to win, and you're gonna fight for it and make the team better. Look, football is insanely competitive, and you need to show that you're not gonna back down, and you're the one they should select. Remember, at trials, you have very limited time to impress, so don't waste 1 second of it. And while football is, of course, a team game, you are there as an individual trying to get a spot in the team. So fight for it. Now, as a last bonus tip, in the unfortunate scenario that you're not selected, if you honestly feel like you did great and don't understand why you didn't make the cut, ask the coach what was missing. Look, I know, after a major disappointment, your first instinct might be to just bounce immediately. But getting feedback will at least give you something to work on. In fact, as a footballer in general, being able to receive especially negative feedback is an absolutely great skill to have. To always look for ways to improve yourself and be open to hear what other people have to say. And if the coach can clearly articulate what was missing,
if they're a good coach,
maybe next year when you come back, you're gonna make the cut. Anyways,
I guess that is a big. I think that's probably the biggest thing, is getting feedback and being able to take constructive criticism on your football talents. Because realistically, for most people at trials, I'm guessing that this is their livelihood, this is their life, and so to sort of get that feedback that you need to take that to the next level, or to make that extra pass, or to take one less dribble. Those are the things you kind of need from coaches, and I'm glad that they actually talked about that. Well, obviously, if you're in a football tryout, you know a lot more than the sport, or about the sport personally, than I do, because that was never really a thing for me, and I don't think it's really a thing here in the States either. But Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below on this video. If you guys feel like they missed anything, or if you guys have any insane football trial stories or tryout stories, let me know. Let me know them down in the comments below, because I'd love to hear from you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.